I've been fighting this battle.
Fighter.
I fought back.
Fighting.
Stand up and fight.
I do fight. I'm willing to take a punch. I'm willing to throw a punch.
Freedom fighter.
Punch him in the nose.
To paraphrase Mike Tyson, someone who, unlike these guys, actually knew a little bit about fighting, everybody's a fighter until you get punched in the mouth. Welcome to New Jersey politics, where our conservative representatives have been taking it on the chin for years. You ever wonder why these career politicians and firebrand wannabes are literally screaming at you over and over again what a big fighter they are?
If you're in high school, I could take him behind the gym.
It's because they can't tell you of one fight they've ever actually won. Trust me, when they need to scream and shout about how much they've stood up and fought, it's really because they've fallen down and lost. And it's our lunch money and your tax dollars that are getting taken.
Hey!
Here's a new idea for New Jersey. How about instead of voting for people who have to convince us of their tough guy status, we elect someone who has actually shown that they can win? And that's what these candidate comparison videos have been all about. We started with our current Democrat incumbent, Tom Malinowski, a candidate whose rubber stamp support of the Biden agenda and ethics violations make him one of the weakest incumbents in Congress. We've also looked at two of our Republican competitors, who despite Tom Malinowski's lame duck status, would likely lose to them in November.
There's got to be a better way.
Tom Kean Jr., who's already lost to Tom Malinowski, and polls show could lose again this time. And frankly, whose votes and values make it hard to distinguish one Tom from the other. And Phil Rizzo,
Fake news.
a political opportunist who doesn't even live in the district and whose values, voice, and vision are not at all representative of us. In fact, his own financial and ethical issues, when coupled with his hate-filled public statements, will make him literally unelectable in a November general. And there's another group of candidates in this race, a group I call the fighters. They're led by career politician Eric Peterson.
If I have to, I'll punch him in the nose.
Eric and a number of other candidates conveniently jumped into this race just a few months ago, when the district became a little bit more Republican friendly. You may have heard of them or seen a few lawn signs, but these candidates are not running serious primary campaigns and have no shot of winning a November general.
Why are you doing this?
We have to figure out why.
They're treating this race more as a hobby or path to their next public pension than as it should be, one of the most critical races in the country. These candidates will yell about how ready they are to fight, how strong their voting records and endorsements are, but the truth is, if pounding the table changed hearts, minds, and policies, then Eric Peterson wouldn't have watched as our state became home to the most restrictive gun laws, most permissive abortion laws, and highest taxes in the country, all from a 7-term seat in the Assembly. Maybe he fought, I hope he did, but here's what I know. He's just not a very good fighter, because he's lost time and time again, and as a result, so did we. Now when it comes to winning, here are some stats for you. We've outraised all of these candidates. A sitting 7-term assemblyman and 6 others 3-1. But hey, we know it's not all about money. Even so, we've out-energized, out-organized, and outworked all of these candidates, knocking on more doors and inspiring more volunteers than every other campaign combined. Our performance has garnered national attention from Fox News, Politico, Insider, ABC, which is not true of any of our competitors. Our campaign has even had the media saying that we're some sort of plant, and there's no way we could have possibly made this happen.
There's no way some young guy would come out of nowhere and all of a sudden have 100 committee members supporting him.
If they can't change the local narrative now, what makes you think they'll be able to change the national conversation and finally deliver for our district and our state? Our voice and values need a candidate that's capable of ensuring they're heard. Someone that can not just fight, but win. Here are the facts. In any given year, only about 10 to 20% of congressional seats are competitive. But this year, our seat is the most competitive in the country. Every vote will really matter. And to win, we need to gather conservative support behind one candidate who can win in June and November. If we do, we won't just flip the seat, but change the national conversation. Stand up to the socialist squad and build the next generation of conservative leaders. I am that candidate. I'm not just going to DC to fight for you, but to win. Vote John Isemann on June 7th.